because you are worth it. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am a recovering alcoholic. I'm still sober. I'm still enjoying each and every single day. I've never met somebody who's ever regretted getting clean and sober. I always love this time. The whole month of July, I spend it looking back to my early days of my sobriety. At the beginning of the month, I shared with you some of the events that transpired that took place in my life that brought me up to July the 6th of 2021, which is my first full day of sobriety. And then I also shared with you some of the things that happened immediately after that. And talking about how, I was a couple weeks in, whenever I finally made the decision to at least start going to these AA meetings. I thought they were recovery meetings. They weren't. They were AA meetings, and there's a huge difference between the two. I started going to these AA meetings, thinking I would just sit and listen to people to hear what they had to say, and maybe identify with some of the things that were said, and other things I would just set on the shelf and move on to the next person. One of my biggest immediate challenges that I noticed right off the bat was, the people in these rooms, in these early rooms that I was visiting, and you're sitting there going, if you want to be happy, joyous, and free like me, do exactly what I do. It wasn't exactly filling me with hope. I can tell you. As a matter of fact, I remember thinking, shit, if that's what I got to look forward to in recovery, I'm not too sure this recovery thing is going to work out for me. But I still hung in there for a few weeks, and it was about this time 5 years ago that not only did my recovery life change, but hell, everything in my life changed. And it all changed by chance or by God. And I'd like to attribute it to God now. See, I walked into a room about this time 5 years ago, walked into a room that I didn't even know existed. It was a meeting I didn't even know existed. I hadn't planned on going to this one. It just happened to be the closest one to me at the time. Was bound and determined to make a meeting and happened to walk in this room. And for the first time, within 30 days, for the first time, I actually saw people in this meeting room who were more interested in my recovery than how I did it, how I got to that end point, right? But they were talking the talk and walking the walk. In other words, I could see that they were truly happy, joyous, and free. And I couldn't understand that. While I wanted it, I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be happy, joyous, and free. I couldn't understand it because, well, hell, my alcoholism had caused me to do all these bad things. I had made the decision to do a lot of bad things in my life, and I just didn't think I was deserving to be happy, joyous, and free. And a lot of times we'll talk to newcomers who will echo the same sentiments. They'll tell us, look, I've done too many bad things in my life. I don't deserve to have a good life. I want to flat out reject that notion immediately and assure you, you too deserve to have a good life. Sure, we've all made mistakes in our past. Sure that we have all done stupid stuff. I'm sober and I still do stupid stuff. Ask anybody who knows me. They'll tell you. Ask Bill about the baby grape, so he'll tell you all about that. I still do stupid stuff. Sure, we make stupid decisions at times, but it's not a life sentence. I mean, sure, we might get punished and we might have to, pay the consequences of our actions. Absolutely, I'm not denying that. But it doesn't mean that we don't deserve a good life, or at least the best life that we can make. And for the first time, whenever I stumbled into these rooms, I saw these people who were living happy, joyous, and free, and I started following these guys around, following them around night after night, meeting after meeting, to see what was going on, to see if this is all real. And I'm thankful to God that it was indeed real. I started learning over time that no matter all the stupid shit I did in my past, out of all the mistakes I made in my past, all the guilt, shame, and remorse that I felt for my past, I did deserve to have the blessings that God was trying to hand to me. And see, that was the problem. God was trying to hand me all these blessings. He was trying to give me all these things throughout my life. And my alcoholism, my addiction was getting in the way. It was preventing me from having that connection with that spiritual connection and belief in a higher power. And once I was able to remove that alcohol, I was able to affect that spiritual connection, that point of connection with my higher power. And lo and behold, all these blessings started just pouring, and quickly too, man. They started pouring in quickly. We were at the Crosstalk meeting just last Friday night. And I mentioned to an individual there how, I said, wow, so these blessings that you're telling me about, they're just starting to hit you like just bam, 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 one right after the other. A lot of us, and especially those of you in early sobriety, it's easy to get trapped up in this idea that, well, we don't deserve to have a good life. We don't deserve to have nice things and have these blessings that we think God wants to give us. We don't deserve it. And I am absolutely here to tell you that is the wrong line of thought. You are worth having nice things in your life. You do deserve to have those nice things in your life, but we got to make sure we keep that connection, that channel, that open line of communication with our higher power, with our spiritual conscience. We got to make sure we keep it open. And we can't do that if we're allowing drugs and alcohol back into our life. So with that being said, I'm out of time. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.